Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. We made it to Saturday, and we're back to normal now. Normal little clips, and not long trials of crazy. And I thought we would start real slow. The first clip, nothing crazy happens except it's a Kekchi interpreter, which I've never heard of before. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's only a few minutes long, and we get to listen to Kekchi today.
Ibanez Marquez, this is the case that requires the Kekchi interpreter. He is there. We've got Miss Ibanez Marquez in the courtroom next to Mr. Collins.
And CJ is back. And now everything is better again. CJ. Hi CJ.
And we have the victims in the front row with their counsel, correct?
Yes.
All right. This is on. Go ahead and enter your appearance, Ms. Ward.
Yes, Your Honor. Patricia Ward, certified court interpreter.
Thank you. Thank you. And for the Kekchi interpreter, if you will enter your appearance, please.
Yes. Mana ginagawa, be?
Thank you. Mr. Collins?
Your Honor, we are entering a not guilty plea at this time and asking the court to set a jury trial in this matter.
Not guilty plea will enter today.
Bonjour.
The speedy trial deadline will be August 21.
Your Honor, I'm sorry to interrupt the court. Court instructs Kekchi interpreter, please interpret.
Yes. Mr. Interpreter, for the Kekchi interpreter, I need you to interpret everything I'm saying.
Okay.
A not guilty plea enters for the defendant.
Masatawiru Josh patsalage sadya na king kan kakulub sa beng limag pejal.
The speedy trial deadline is August 21, 2025.
O kanak gusak ulub ta saben o kanak ta chis plating killerish churul raklep balatin saan sa siktikan niskutan killan sa lipo Agosto relit siap 2025.
On February 12th, officers observed the
Written motions are due
Texas tag, and
March
the NCIC
14.
search of the tag came back with no results.
Kikachikruta kwa hus patbal chip angkil marach splitting killerish patnta chip ahu kwangka honal toch sa lipo reli marso reli chaben.
Does anybody have any idea where this might be? Where they speak Kekchi?
Motions hearing will be April 1 at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Iswanele huli tiamang riken reli raklep balatin to narun kapanu kwangka honal toch sa lipo Marzo 12 rep benkwalep.
That will also be the deadline for any negotiated plea under People versus Jasper.
Anak kian lis rakik likutan barki kacinaruna kasik unak shuil reta pletirik spesiali kiruta kwaks kebalagi seku berkinem tons kasikan lipoan kwangka honal resien kilis huilan.
Trial will be May 7 at 8 a.m.
Huste sik truli raklep balatin haant manumang sa li kukub shwedi po mayo kwa shakip borek ela.
Do the people have a record?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer conveyed to defense in this case will expire on March 28th at 5 p.m.
Mr. Interpreter, I don't know if you heard that. The offer conveyed by the people to the defendant in this case will expire March 28th at 5 p.m.
Diyos siya lakawachin anak kirish kawa siyang kilihu jish hunilain trake keru sa li 28 pwede po Marzo o kanak se kiri sa kubre na kasi karan pas kwang shonale pre pas siyang kijish hunili huli akadero.
Thank you.
Banjage.
Your Honor, can you repeat the trial date?
May 1, 8 a.m.
Spat kijish ko tangkil utche nak sali po 28 pwede po mal. George Patsalve.
Sorry, April 30, 8 a.m.
No, he's not. The taser's gonna go towards the interpreter, not the defendant. I thought that was cool. So now if we go to Guatemala, so I don't work with him anymore, but I'm still real good friends with this one guy, Josue, and he speaks Mayan. His brother just came into town. He always comes in to see me, and they were speaking Mayan to each other the whole time. It was unbelievable. Imagine how old that language is. Anyway. Alright, now we're going to jump right into crazy. We're just 2 feet. Jumped right in. And my dog is outside in the cold, and my daughter promised she would let my dog in, but she's not.
Good morning,
So
Mr.
I'm going
Wilkins.
back.
Yes,
This is Judge Hurley. How are you?
I'm all right.
All right, I'm here with Mr. Warner from the prosecutor's office, and we're on the record in 22 F470. We're set for status this morning. We had set this, Mr. Wilkins, because when we last spoke back on January 13th, you had said that you may be filing an interlocutory appeal or some other motions, but I haven't seen anything. And so, or were you not intending to file that because you had some time frames within which you had to file that, and that hasn't been done?
I'm not filing anything else on this case to the fact that this case has to go to. Well, this case is not being conducted as it should be. I am only here by direct arrest and force.
Okay, so
This case, I want to continue what I was saying, but this case, due to the fact that I am not even afforded the basic, the basic rights of anything pertaining to this case. And it's just continuing to be an ongoing, constant retaliation of holding me in hopes of a conflict. This has been an ongoing conflict. I have not been released from the Indiana Department of Corrections from this being documented inside of the prosecutor's probable cause affidavit saying that I was detained and I was on supervision, but we don't have a parole violation on this case. So this constant detaining meant without a parole violation and all of this other stuff that's going on, I'm constantly being detained since 2020, 2022, 21.
okay, so Mr. Wilkins, I can only say to you that I'm still uncertain really what you mean by that, because you're not detained on this case.
Yes, I have been detained, ma'am. You have the document that shows that the parole, the Indiana Department of Corrections held me on parole when they didn't have jurisdiction to hold me on parole, ma'am.
Okay.
They didn't have, and this is all tying into how now that the prosecutor is saying they have a case against me. How are you going to say that there's a case against me, but there is no parole violation to support the probable cause affidavit? And all of this information leading up to this all this probable cause, there's no evidence outside of this officer saying that there's a altercation. Where is this altercation evidence of the police officer and this resisting arrest? There's no evidence of this.
Mr. Wilkins, I have ruled on that.
And that ruling is not correct. That ruling should not exist because, hold on, let me finish.
No,
because
you let me finish, Mr. Wilkins. You let me finish. I have let you talk. You let me finish and let me explain. This is what we talked about the last time. I entered an order denying your motions. You had the right to file an interlocutory request for interlocutory appeal within 30 days. That is the method by which you would challenge the ruling that I imposed because you don't agree with it. That would be fine. You would have every right to file that. And I would have granted that.
I don't have the right to file that. The reason why I'm saying I don't have the right to file that is because when I filed the precipice to the Supreme Court Executive Director, they told me that I'm not pro se. And so they never gave me a ruling to allow you to continue to have jurisdiction on my case. So how is it that I'm pro se on the record? Your order says that I'm pro se, but no one correct. You didn't correct this issue in order to give a proper ruling on the actual precipice. There's never been a ruling on the precipice as to whether the time frame for the motion that what the precipice was about was accurate. The director just denied my precipice and still allowed you to have jurisdiction when there shouldn't be no jurisdiction because I am pro se. So there was never a denial of whether or not I was moving forward with this precipice based on the lady judge ruled the actual rule.
Okay.
So how is it that I have constitutional rights to anything if I can't even get the jurisdiction on the precipice correct? That's why I'm telling you I have there is no more consent to file anything on this case outside of me filing, my information to the Attorney General through the federal court.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying, Mr. Wilkins.
No, you don't, ma'am, because I don't understand how we are still lacking and you're hindering my life with this case, and they don't want to dismiss something that they don't even have probable cause for, and it's clear that all of the documents have been filed.
Mr. Wilkins, I'm going to set this matter for trial. I'm going to set dates right now, and we're going to set this matter for trial. I'm going to set a record date before that trial.
How do we have the setting a record for trial when there is no, the discovery is not complete, the depositions and all of this other stuff is not complete?
Well,
what are you talking about setting something for trial?
You need to take care of those things. You want to represent yourself, so you need to take care of any discovery issues.
No, I have a constitutional right to counsel as well. And you can't tell me that I have how is it that I have a constitutional right to counsel when the counsel has never filed any documents on this case since it's been in existence? And that was before I even took over the case as a pro se. Never have I once this order that the public defender that they gave me to aid and assist me did anything to elevate this case forward.
Mr. Wilkins, you have a right to counsel. If you don't.
I don't have a right to counsel. I don't have no rights inside of this courtroom. I have no rights inside of your courtroom.
Mr. Wilkins, I am going to set the matter for trial. You have the right to counsel. I will appoint counsel for you if you can't afford one. But
I don't need, I do not accept or consent the St. Joe County, Public Defender's Office representing me.
okay.
To file any documents on my behalf or to, to do anything for me.
Then your option, Mr. Wilkins, is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. I'm going to set this for further hearing. You are going to be here in person for that hearing. And you can tell me at that point if you've hired counsel or if you want to continue to represent yourself.
I don't want to continue to represent myself, ma'am.
If you want
I
to
don't
continue
need
to
I don't need a
represent
hearing.
yourself, Mr. Wilkins, then we will set the matter for trial when you're here and you're here in person and we can talk about that trial date and how we're going to proceed. I understand you don't like any of this, Mr. Wilkins, but this is what we're doing. So I'm going to set this for hearing. You will be here in person. If you're not here in person, then a warrant will issue for your arrest. We're going to set this matter for hearing on March 21st at 8:30. You will be here at that time. If you're not here, as I said, a warrant will issue and we'll talk at that time about how we're going to move forward.
I'm requesting that this case be stayed until until my forensic investigators complete their investigation so that I can proceed in federal court.
Well, this
Because
case is not going to be
this case needs to go to the Attorney General's office. There's no way that you can continue to represent this case, and you held me in jail for 7 months, caused me to file a lawsuit against the St. Joe County's Sheriff Department. So now I'm fighting the Sheriff Department, and I'm fighting the Mishawaka Police Department, and I have a case that I'm fighting as well. And on top of that, a civil case. This
Wilkins, where this matter is not going to be stayed. So that's just not going to happen.
Why are you not recusing yourself or recalling the order to the executive director to appoint the Supreme Court to issue a special judge? Because that's what has to be done, because there's a conflict of interest, a total conflict of interest in this case. And I'm requesting on the record that this case be sent back to the Supreme Court Administrative Executive Director to clarify that I am pro se. I have been pro se. I was pro se at the time of that ruling. So that needs to be corrected first before anything, before any more of this goes on, because it's unfair. It's not even.
You had the opportunity to appeal that order or take it up with the Supreme Court. That is, they made their decision.
Appeal what order? Well, appeal what? How am I appeal executive director, the order to the executive director?
You are representing yourself. This is your choice. If you have a lawyer, that lawyer may be able to help you figure all of this out. But
no, that's not how it works.
The Supreme Court.
But I'll be there on the 21st.
I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Wilkins. This is what I'm going to tell you when you come on the 21st. This whole way of you conducting business over the phone is not going to happen when you're here in person. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak, but you're going to give me an opportunity to speak, and you're not going to talk over me, and you're not going to talk over anybody else. So I'm just telling you that I'm giving you a little heads up on that right now. If you have motions that you want to file between now and March 21st, I ask that you do that and that you make sure that they are filed no later than March 14th so that everyone has a chance to review them and we can address them on the 21st. On the 21st, we will talk about setting the matter for trial, because this matter has to progress through the system so you can then exercise your rights to appeal, since you didn't exercise your right to interlocutory appeal. We'll be back here March 21st. Again, if you're not here, a warrant will issue. We'll see you at 8:30 at that time. Any motions, as I said, that you file must be filed by March 14th. We'll see you March 21st at 8:30.
That's because they're made up words. She's gonna eat him alive when he gets in front of her. She doesn't play with nobody. He's on the phone. That's why she can't. She's just like, going with it. She's going to eat him alive. I'm going to try to get that on the 21st because Liz does not play. Okay. I'm going to play a clip. We've been playing these trials for so long, I can't 100% remember which ones I've already shown and which ones I haven't. So I'm going to play this clip. If we've already seen it, we'll just go straight to Judge Fleischer.
All right. Miss Ruby,
Yes, sir.
what is going on, dear?
Well, what started this was my vehicle tore up.
Okay.
So I was in Hall County when it tore up, and I had it pulled over here
Okay.
because it was a Labor Day, a holiday. I had it pulled over here. All right. I waited, when we pulled it in, I waited till the end of the next week to call up there or to go up there. So when I went up to the his shop, okay, he had been putting parts on my car. That's not even what I took it in for. I took it in because when you turn to the right, the fender goes way down like this. And I thought it might hang on that bumper and just rip the whole fender off.
Okay.
So when I did go, he had put a racket pinion and all this other stuff in that vehicle. And it didn't need it. I'm a person that has that vehicle, both vehicles. I have them serviced every 15 to 3 months on purpose because I am a cancer patient and a Guillain-Barré patient.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what the Guillain-Barré is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So anyhow, I started getting the I guess what you call the fee, which was ungodly. And to put parts on there that I didn't tell him anything was wrong, he just started putting on there. And then tell me I owe him well over $2,000 and something. And I told the mediator when we met with her, I told her I never seen the man, never talked to the man. I had went up to the shop one day and was talking to the guy behind the computer, and I told him I would like to speak to him, but he never did come up. Well, in mediation, he told that lady that he could hear so good, he could hear everything going on in the shop where I was at, up there sitting down,
Okay.
instead of coming out and talking to me. He never did that once. But in my paperwork, he put where I had carried that vehicle in for service, for tires, and all this stuff. Never done any of it.
Okay. All right. What's going on y'all's side of things?
Hey, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Ms. Graham had her vehicle brought into my shop. We received the vehicle on the 3rd of September, and the work was completed and picked up and paid for on the 6th of September. She brought the vehicle in. She couldn't turn the wheel. The wheel was difficult to turn on the vehicle. And she also was getting a popping noise out of it. So we wrote an estimate for the steering rack and pinion with the tie rods, realignment, and upper and lower ball joints. Vehicle has 188,000 miles on it with the original ball joints. She could not afford to do everything at one time. That's fine. I certainly understand that. So we just did the steering rack, which she picked up. It wasn't there for 2 weeks. This estimate was sold to her at the day the vehicle was brought in, not a week or two later or anything of the kind. She picked up the vehicle on the 6th of September and paid for it at that time. Says that she paid cash. She brought the vehicle back, bear with me,
You're fine.
the following day.
The 7th?
Actually, in my mind's eye is I thought that she had left and came right back, but it says by my date code here, or, timestamp, that was the following day. And she complained, hey, look, I'm still getting the popping noise. And so my service writer, who would be here this morning, but his wife went into labor last night at 9 o'clock, so
Understand.
What a bitch.
we don't have his testimony. In any event, it was for the ball joints on the vehicle, and I went ahead on the original estimate, which is in our computer, and I pulled that up on my phone. But in any event, I gave her $134.20 off to make it $850 even for the ball joints on the vehicle. Now, Ms. Graham is also requesting money back on a battery that we installed in her vehicle in May of last year. And I wrote in my, I don't know if you want to call it an affidavit or my rebuttal, if you would, that I'm not really sure why. I mean, I put a battery in your vehicle in May and then you came back. In any event, did the steering gear on the vehicle, following day, did the ball joints on it. She came, she paid for that. And then she brought the car back exactly 1 month later and said that it was difficult to keep on the road. Bear with me, please. Brought the vehicle back on the gosh, I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
October 7th. Thank you. Younger eyes. Thank you. She brought it back. Customer states they're driving down the road. It feels like it's swaying, and the side steps are still not working. I don't know about the side steps, but because that was never addressed, at least on our records, it wasn't.
YCE.
Brought the vehicle in, we checked the alignment and make sure. I was thinking, just listening, hey, it's kind of difficult. Maybe you have a slip belt and a tire or something along those lines. Tires are fine. Alignment was within specification. We checked air pressure, maybe a tire's low, and I couldn't find a thing wrong with it, and we released it. 3 weeks later, she is demanding a refund on her services.
Okay. So from your perspective, there's 4 service dates, 3 of which there were actual bills that were paid.
Bills, correct.
And those were paid for.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you need to add, want to add, or anything like that?
No, I'm fine, Your Honor. I mean, it was just kind of taken aback, brought in for service and did the service, and then a month or 2 later, request money back. I mean, just.
Yep, I'm pausing to talk. We're back to normal. But not you, Bill. You'll never be normal. You'll never be normal. That's why you married Emily, because she's normal. That's your chance of being normal, right? None of us were ever normal. Jim, you're normal-ish. No, you're right.
All right. Ms. Ruby, so you've heard everything that they've said, so this is kind of like your last hurrah chance to kind of talk to me about your side of things.
Yeah, okay. As far as wanting money back on a battery, never asked for it. The only time I had a battery put in that car, I pulled up there one day and asked them, not him, period, to put a battery in the car. All this other stuff he's saying that I did is a bunch of bull because I did not do it. I was aggravated because he kept putting parts on my car that it didn't need. And when he told me about when I went back in the next time because it was still popping, they said I needed the ball joints and 2 or 3 more things. Just hunting stuff. And like I said, I go back and forth to Atlanta to the cancer doctors all the time, and that car is always in top shape. So he has added on stuff here that did not occur. And what I wanted was the money that he socked it to me to start with, like what, a couple of dollars being the racket pinion, $998 for a racket pinion. And then he charged said he paid his employees $120 an hour. So in mediation, when, I don't know if that was her or not, she questioned him about the money. He said it cost to put the racket pinion in, which was well over $2,400, just way up there. And I know that can't be true because I drove a mail route for 30 years. I know exactly what one is when the racket pinion goes out. We would have it pulled home. He would go get a racket pinion, put it on there, and him and his cousin had it on there, and I was back at the post office the next morning. It ain't no hour after hour, like he said, to charge me on that bill. Okay. So it's, most of the stuff that he said, it's just a bunch of made-up lies, because I never told him to do anything about flush the system out, when he mentioned tie rods, I said, don't touch nothing else, period. That's the way I said it. So now he complains, I didn't want it done, didn't pay. My friend gave me the money that day because I didn't have any money to pay when it was first there. And so when I did go get it that day that he's talking about, I asked the guy in there, I said, have you done a road test? He said, oh yeah. So we got in it, pulled down in the street there, where it's in that curve really bad. So just as I pulled in the curve, the right fender went down like it did the first day I took it in, and popping and cracking. And all we done was pull down back up and carried it back up there and told him it wasn't fixed. And at that time, I told him I would not pay a dime on anything else that he touched on my car. And far as the steps are very important for a person like me, because when one side didn't wake all the way up because of Guillain-Barré, it makes it hard to get in and out. Like right now, it makes it hard on me to get in and out of a truck when the car is still sitting there. And I did say it kind of swayed. You pick up speed and it sways back and forth. And furthermore, when you turn it one certain way, when I first told him this, you could hear plastic or some kind of something grunting after that. So it's not been driven since we was at mediation, period. I went out one morning to check, just to turn it on, to make sure the battery wasn't dead. I went out there and done that, and when I did, I put my foot on the brake, sat all this time, no brakes. He said the morning we left here after mediation, I was going up through there, and he finally come on up through there, and he said, if you think you're going to get by with this, you got another thought coming when it's me. So, but I mean, it's just like I said, it's just ungodly parts that he did and never come out and spoke and kept throwing up. He had 6 girls to raise.
I was waiting for a man to ask what's the make and model and year. I don't know.
And all that. Well, woohoo, who don't have kids to raise? So, but that's not the point. The point is, I have a paper here that you do need to read badly.
Okay.
And you'll see exactly what's going on.
What is this paper?
This and a lot of down through there. Well, this was his shop where stuff was done. That's not called for. That right there.
All right, what am I looking at?
Okay, you're looking at where I am telling you the truth. People has called in about him and about him charging them parts that they didn't ask for. One man said that he had used him for so many years, and after he got ripped off the last time, he would never go there again. And that's just same thing to me, putting parts on the car that the man didn't even ask for.
Did you ever get any sort of other inspection or estimate done on the vehicle after the work that they performed to say that it's not drivable, it's not working, anything like that?
I took it up to the Ford place, and he went over it because of the popping and the noise it was making under the truck, like the muffler and the Cadillac converter and all that stuff there. So they checked it and they told me then that I didn't need to pick up speed on anything because it was shaking and swaying.
Did they give you any sort of piece of paper saying that?
I got a piece of paper where they pulled it up there on the rack, and the rest of it he told to me standing there trying to help me get in the truck. That's the Ford place.
She said Cadillac converter.
This right here starts off. This right here will start off when I first took the vehicle to him, what he had done, he was still doing, putting parts and all that stuff, and started giving me prices of all kinds. It's in this right here, and that was from his shop.
Okay, I don't think I need to see that stuff. All right, so you mentioned that, so you drove the vehicle for a time period after you picked the vehicle up from him, correct?
No.
You said you stopped driving it when it got to mediation.
Yeah, I drive the truck.
Okay.
But after he worked on it and said it was a racket pinion, it wasn't swaying and all that, the truck still sits exactly where I parked it that day. It's clear to me, it sat that long, wound up to have no brakes, wound up to have a flat tire, never been moved.
How do you know that it doesn't have brakes?
Because I got in and cranked it, and I thought I would drive it up to O'Reilly's store and get a little pump thing that I wanted for the house. Started to back it out, and somebody was coming. I slammed my foot down, and it went straight through the floorboard. No brakes.
Okay. You have pictures of that or anything?
No.
Okay. And so since that date, you haven't driven the vehicle?
No.
Okay. All right. All right, based upon what I'm hearing, you received service, you paid for it, stuff was done, parts were ordered, they were put on the vehicle, and that's that. So you have the benefit of a vehicle that has newer parts on it that needed to be paid for. I don't have anything showing the vehicle is not operational, that none of it was needed. I need something from experts showing me that none of this was necessary or that it caused you damage. So because I don't have any of that, the case is dismissed, okay? No, ma'am, it's not worth it at this point. I'm already done with it.
Well, the only thing I was going to say.
Ma'am. Yeah, I'm done with it. There's nothing else.
It's just plainly unreal.
Okay, well, you can feel that way. You go on ahead and exit the building. Y'all stay right there for just a second, please.
Yes, sir.
And zeros.
They're not allowed to leave
You weren't asking for anything.
No, sir.
until she's gone.
Hey, gentlemen, if you guys would sit down, and just wait till we tell you can leave. then that'd be
Sure,
great.
sit outside?
No. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm so sorry.
Don't go near me, Ma.
You said galley, I was thinking,
Well, I'm an expert guy, sorry.
no, you got me there, man.
I'll let you.
Next case was boring, so it's time. It's time, guys. We haven't done this in so long. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's Judge Fleischer. Oh, I could use a walker that carries my drinks for me. Ah.
Probable cause, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed.
Judge, we need to talk. Judge, we need to talk real quick. This is your Friday outfit? This is the outfit that you picked for a Friday? Come on, Judge. Come on, Judge. Don't listen to those haters. Do not listen to those haters.
To you, sir.
On February 12th, officers observed the defendant's motor vehicle bearing a paper Texas tag. And an NCIC, TCIC search of the tag came back with no results, so a traffic stop was initiated. Officers made contact with the defendant. Defendant said that he purchased the motor vehicle approximately 2 months ago for $2,000 from a mutual acquaintance, but did not have title to the vehicle and did not have insurance for proof of financial responsibility, and that he purchased the tag from a separate mutual acquaintance for $80. The defendant stated that the paper tag was not affixed to the rear of the vehicle he purchased, and that he purchased the tag separately until he could have the motor vehicle registered.
Mr. Shaw, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you understand? You will be signing in.
Do you think he wore suits like his Pac-Man suit when he was a lawyer? Do you think if he had the Pac-Man suit back then, if he would have came to court dressed in the Pac-Man suit when he was a lawyer?
An affidavit with me today, which is a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive without either. If you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Bond forfeiture citation on the sides.
Okay. Mr. Shaw, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? I'll take a look at an application. I need you to fill it out for me. I need to know everything about you, what kind of car you drive, how much money you have at the bank, how much money you make. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify.
Yes, sir.
For now, I'm going to have you also sign this affidavit that you're not to drive without insurance as well.
Judge, is that also going to be state's bond condition?
No, I'll just have him do this.
Okay. Go ahead and sign for your receipt, please. Next judge is a Spanish speaker, page 14. Soto, come on up.
Buenos días, señor.
Buenos días.
Yo soy su intérprete.
¿Cómo?
Yo soy su intérprete. Intérprete.
Oh, intérprete. Oh,
Por favor, conteste a voz alta, señor.
sí.
Or Mr. Soto,
Ese señor
Soto,
Soto Salazar.
you were charged with
Ha sido
theft.
acusado con robo.
You were facing up to 6 months in jail
6 meses en la
and or a $2,000 fine.
una multa de $2,000.
We're going to do probable cause.
Es probable. Ella no vale eso.
You have the right to remain silent.
Derecho a mantener silencio.
Anything you say can or will be used against you.
Será usado en su contra.
You have the right to have an
Tiene el
attorney
derecho a tener un
present.
abogado presente.
You cannot
Si
afford
usted
one.
no puede fijarle a uno,
We'll appoint it to
uno
you.
se le nombrará.
On February 15th,
El 15 de febrero,
officers were
los
dispatched
oficiales fueron
to code
despachados
3 shoplifting
a
arrest
un código 3
to a Target in
a
Harris
una
County,
tienda
Texas.
Target en el condado Harris, Texas.
The loss prevention
El
officer
oficial de
stated that on
prevención
January
dijo
25th,
que el 25 de enero
the defendant
el
selected a
acusado
vacuum
colectó
and
un
proceeded to
aspirador
the front of the
y
store,
bueno, que parte al frente de la tienda y pasó todos los puntos de venta,
making no attempt to pay for the
no
vacuum,
intentando de pagar por la aspiradora
and exited the
y
store
salió de
with
la
the
tienda
unpaid vacuum.
con la aspiradora sin pagar.
The complainant stated that the total
Que
amount of
el
loss
total de pérdida
was $299.99.
$299.99.
Then on February 15th,
Entonces, el 15 de febrero,
the defendant
el
selected a
acusado
pair of
eligió
shoes
un par de
from the
zapatos
same
de la
Target,
misma tienda Target.
proceeded to the front of the
Pues al
store,
frente de la tienda,
made no attempt to pay for the
no
pair of
atentó de
shoes,
pagar por el par de zapatos.
and attempted to
Y
exit the
atentó
store
de
with the
salir de la
unpaid pair
tienda
of shoes.
con el par de
Loss
zapatos sin
prevention
pagar.
officer
El oficial
detained the defendant
detuvo al acusado
prior to exiting the
antes
store.
de que saliera de la tienda.
Total value,
Lo dijo.
$34.
El total value.
No, he's not on YouTube anymore except for here. No, American Courts plays his docket every day live. Hold on, let me get you that link. So you can watch it live every single day.
We, the unwilling.
Great intro, by the way. Whoops, don't do that. So it normally starts around between 9:30 and 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can just go there and watch it every day.
$34.09.
Los zapatos no se pagaron.
The shoes, I paid for them.
Mr. Soto,
Mr. Soto.
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
Adelante con su caso.
As a condition of your bond, sir,
¿Dónde fianza, señor?
you are not to go back to this
Puede
target.
regresar a esa tienda Target.
Do you understand?
¿Entiende? Yes.
Chances are, every time you walk into that target, they know exactly who you are. So there are eyes all over you every time you go back to that
Cada
target.
vez que usted va a esa tienda.
For now, while this case is open, you're not allowed to go back to this target.
No se le permite regresar
It
a
is a condition of your bond.
fianza. All right.
If I find that you go back,
Luego que usted regresa.
if I find that you pick up a new theft case,
Caso de robo.
I'm going to revoke your bond and put you in jail.
Fianza y lo pongo en la cárcel. Yes, that's fine.
Would you like a court-appointed
Quiere que
lawyer?
nombren un abogado.
American Courts has it recorded. So you can go watch past dockets. Hi guys. Yo, shh. So yeah, if you go to American Courts and go to the live, there's Judge Fleischer's dockets. You can see them all. And you can watch. When you watch
The
them,
unwilling, led by the unknowing, are doing the
watch
impossible for the
comments.
ungrateful.
Comments are the best.
We have done so much for so long with so little.
En la corte. I don't know. I don't know. an
You need a
attorney.
lawyer to represent you in this case.
Abogado que los represente en este caso.
The two options you have are you can
Yes.
apply for a court-appointed lawyer
Una,
or you can go hire a lawyer.
puede ir a corte. An attorney from here. An attorney from
So
here.
what we will do now, I will have you sign a reset with Victoria.
La fecha.
I will have you take a seat in the jury box.
Sienta
We are going to generate our bond conditions for you to sign them, and then we will also look for a lawyer for you.
También buscamos un abogado.
Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions and until you've met with a lawyer.
Ya, con el abogado. Okay, that's fine.
All right, Judge, and next is page 15, Vieira, come on up.
Make sure you subscribe to American Courts because he tells you when, like, you'll get the reminder when the docket starts. We don't know what time the docket starts every day, so it's nice that you get that little reminder.
You, Daniel Wilson.
No, Vieira, Christopher.
Oh, Christopher
No.
Vieira.
So,
Bill, your intro is epic. It's so good.
Mr. Vieira, you are charged with driving while
CJ,
intoxicated,
go
second
rest.
offense.
Love you,
Is-
love you, love you.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 24th of 2023, officers observed a dark sedan stopped at the light traveling westbound on Washington Street. And when the light turned green, the officer began to go and the motor vehicle, a black BMW, almost struck the patrol vehicle on Shepherd Drive, causing the officer to hit the brakes. The motor vehicle then proceeded to drive southbound in North Shepherd, driving down a one-way street. A traffic stop was conducted. The officers approached the vehicle and observed a mild odor of alcoholic beverage coming from the vehicle and an open liquor bottle on the floorboard behind the passenger seat. The defendant was identified as Christopher Vieira. The defendant was observed to have bloodshot eyes and slurred speech. The defendant stated that he had not been drinking and he was just driving around. As officers were conducting the walk and turn, the defendant stated he had surgery on his foot/leg when he was a baby and that something was wrong with him. HGN, 6 out of 6 clues, walk and turn, filed 5 out of 8 clues, and 1 leg stand, 2 out of 4 clues. During an inventory search, the officers found that open Espolon tequila bottle. The GIC was read and the defendant consented. The breath results were 0.133 and 0.1.
We've had a lot of issues with Mr. Vieira. And this case is now 700 days old. Take a seat for me in the jury box. Let's wait for his lawyer to get here.
All right, Judge, next is page 15, Wells, come on up.
How many more?
And
And then what?
then 2 in total.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Wells. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On February 15th, officers were dispatched by the Harris County Transit Authority dispatch to a reckless driver in the 5200 block of South End Houston Tollway. Officers observed the vehicle fail to maintain a single lane and would nearly strike 3 different vehicles. A traffic stop was initiated. Officer observed slurred speech and disheveled clothing. The defendant admitted to drinking. SFSTs were performed 6 out of 6 each again with verbal nystagmus. Officer was not able to conduct the walk and turn from the 1 leg stand due to being unable to maintain her balance. The defendant consented to breath, came back as a 0.296 and 0.297.
Any prior DWIs? Ms. Wells, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you run your license as well, please? I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you consume anything, I'm going to revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, now is the time to address it, because if it becomes an issue, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Mhm.
Tobacco terms.
Okay, you are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. If you don't have car insurance, you may not drive. Do you understand? Okay. Tell me, do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? I'll have you fill out an application. I'll see whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer.
I didn't hear a burp. All I heard was the judge make this sound because she was damn near a .3. It was like a .296 or whatever. That's crazy.
If you do, then we'll appoint you someone. For now, I'm going to have you meet with Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset. You'll eventually get with Felicia your bond conditions, and then Deputy Miranda will give you an application.
Next judge is page 16. Wilson, come on up.
Jose Mata? Jose Mata, he's coming.
Thank you.
You are you Wesley Williams? Right, okay. Daniel Wilson. Okay, Mr. Wilson, you were charged with theft. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On August 18th, 2023, complaining witness saw the defendant enter the store, which was a Dick's Sporting Goods.
I'm not that high till at least 3 p.m.
Try on a pair of sunglasses and then request to try on a pair of shoes. The defendant tried on the shoes and placed them back in the box and continued to browse. He then selected a pair of socks and then put the socks and the shoes on and exited the aisle and made no attempt to pay for the merchandise for the sale. Total value of the goods was $185. Officer reviewed the victim's video and confirmed that there was no attempt made to pay for the goods. The complaining witness was able to recognize the defendant from one of his prior booking photos using a photo.
What does that mean, prior booking photos from?
Are you asking for what is charged in the crime?
I'm guessing he has a prior theft in the same place.
He does have a prior theft charge. Let me look up the store.
Does he have any open cases right now?
No, judge, just this theft. The previous theft was from a different store.
Mr. Wilson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now not to go to any Dick's Sporting Goods at all, anywhere. Do you understand? I'm going to protect everyone in my city and everything. If I find that you become a danger, I only have one place for you. Do you understand? That's not an answer. So better. You have this air of arrogance to you, Mr. Wilson, but you're now here. Really? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Okay. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take your seat in the juror box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it and then you'll be free to go, sir.
Judge, that's it for now.
Okay. Are you ready? I know you've been waiting patiently, so I'm ready when you are.
All right, go ahead and sign.
Thank you. I'm already this morning.
What is this?
This is for yesterday. We had Mr. Woodward show up. We have him appointed for business.
This says that Mr. Bismarck is going to represent.
Oh, the murder or the yes, I saw that. She's going to be for the one else.
I don't know what happened today.
That's the last thing. That's the total. And
Is this off docket or on docket?
It's off docket, Your Honor. We were set for trial next Tuesday. I know the court doesn't like to do things on trial date, so we brought it in today to finish this. So one off your trial docket on Tuesday.
So, Mr. Ibarra, you are charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense.
Yes, sir.
You have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 30 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand something very important, that you are making a lifetime decision today, and a very serious one, because anytime you get pulled over from now on, an officer is going to look you up and they're going to see DWI, yada. What do you think they're going to do if they come up to you and they smell alcohol?
I'm straight to jail. Bring me to jail again.
Right. This time, though, you're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary.
Sure.
Because then a third DWI, it's a felony. You're looking at a whole boatload of time in custody, up to 10 years in prison. And all you need to do is just have the faintest smell. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I were you, even if you had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car because it's a huge risk. You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty to this, it will go on your record. It'll stay there for the rest of your life.
Understood.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense, sir? I will find you guilty, sentence you to 30 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 2 days that you've done. I am going to suspend your license for 1 year. What do you do for a living, sir?
Most of my family have 4 or 5 DUIs. I have 0.
Okay. The reason I'm asking you is because there is a surcharge that you're going to be required to pay. We will give you time to pay it, but this is the second offense, so you're going to be required to pay it. It's a $6,000 surcharge that tacks onto you, and if you don't pay it, every $100 you
Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
owe, you will sit 1 day in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'll waive the court costs.
Yes,
He's
Your
going
Honor.
to be required to pay that fee.
Yes, Your Honor. And Your Honor, I did have one request that I wanted to put forth before the court. Due to his job, he is a foreman at his job. I wanted to see if possible the court would consider allowing him to do his jail time on weekends.
No, like
He said he can literally do every weekend until it's satisfied.
we're not allowed to do that.
I explained to him the court's general rule.
Sorry, you're going to have to do it flat. It'll be easier now. If you want to go in later today, by 6 p.m. we can do that. If you want to go in now, you can go do that now, but it's got to be a continuous
Yes, sir.
stretch. What do you want to do? You want to go in now or do you want to go in later
Bring it
today?
down.
Right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So Deputy Rand, do you mind remanding him into custody so he can serve his time?
You got 10 minutes. All right. Thank you, Your Honor. I'll be excused. Have a good weekend. I told him the court's policy, Your Honor, but he still wanted me to ask.
Problem is that it costs way too much in man time.
Yes,
We don't even do sweep anymore, which is like a work release program. They don't do any of that anymore since COVID. It's
Okay.
all.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great weekend.
Let me see. Okay, guys. Yeah. Take care. Yeah. Come on up. So 6,000.
Next Saturday.
Come on. Hi.
I'm here, Mr. Ricky Gaskin.
Sounds familiar.
He's in custody. He had a theft and he picked up 2 cases, another theft and harassment charge.
Yes. It's on docket today?
It is.
Okay. What would you like?
Just with him, Your Honor, we just need another court date.
Yeah, absolutely.
He already has a bond. He has bond conditions. I'm pretty sure it's something we're gonna solve. We're just pending on that, on the felony charge on what he wants.
Maybe you can work out something on a global. Yeah.
Nah, he'll make
So
bubbles.
the deal
do
is this,
it.
though. Felony courts tend to set stuff far in the future. I don't like to do that because sometimes things resolve up there and then they get forgot about down here. So I don't like to do more than 30 days of a reset.
Okay.
Because he's not set until like mid-April. Why don't we set it 30 days? If nothing's changed, come back, then we can give you, after that, the day after felony. Do you know what's happening up there? Anything?
Actually, Ricky would just stay in jail. Ricky would just be like, 12 months, easy. I'll just stay in jail. And then everyone else will do things to his trailer or his car while he's in jail.
This case is relatively new.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah, it's from January, so we're gonna be there for the next at least 6 to 8 months, right? So, okay. You
And it's
guys,
something that we can solve without, needing them, then we will, because, I mean, they're just
Yeah.
doing their thing.
absolutely.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Asking, just 30 days. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Judge, were you doing anything on the bond since you picked up the case?
No, the bonds are high up there. I don't think it's,
Judge, I'm here on an off-docket matter.
okay, what you cost?
Case number is 2542069, Jose Traconis. He is present in the courtroom and basically he's,
Oh, he has a bond violation.
no, that's been, well, he did have one because he was out of town when he was summoned for a drug test.
Okay.
And he travels quite a bit for his job. And I can bring him forward to explain
No
the
way.
problem if that's what you want to do.
That's crazy.
But
What would you like?
well, he wants to, his next court date is April 8th. And he wants to make it so that if he's out of town during his drug test, well, that he gets drug tested on his court dates. We expect his.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. It's just too early. So if a couple months pass, then, and I know that there are no issues. Is it a first? Look at Traconis. I know that there's a problem. No other
Needs to be
DWIs?
resolved by
No
April.
priority.
We expect it to be resolved
So-
by April.
You guys, are you doing PTI?
We're hoping for a PTI. We think we've got a good shot at it.
Okay. Traconis, come up. The thing is that it's really easy with what we have them do when they're out of town. Just go to a quest. They're all over.
Yeah, I think he can handle that.
So I don't have a problem with you traveling. I just don't want you using. But I'm also not going to take your word that you're not using because everybody tells me they're not, and then they understand them. So if you're out of town and you get called upon to take a test, go to a local Quest Diagnostics and you can take a test there. They're all over, and it's not hard. You just go, hey man, I just need a drug and alcohol test. They'll do it. It's a urine test. When you get the results, you got to give it to your lawyer. They'll get it to us, and then everybody's happy.
Sounds good.
So,
That's right.
yeah, just anytime you're out of town. So I don't care how much you travel. I don't care what, just if they call you, you got to go to a quest.
Okay.
You've already been warned once. So if it happens again, it's not going to go well.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys.
Okay, well, appreciate your help.
Of course.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
So, I'm sorry.
254
Thank you.
2069, Felicia.
Thank you, Judge. Just a moment.
What does he know that it was reduced from, it was reduced to a document with him, and I signed.
Cause stuff, I guess, right?
He's in custody also?
Coded wrong or something?
Yeah, I think we're gonna be good.
I'm sorry, 250 I'm so sorry. 250 Thank you so much.
How's jail? Sucks?
It's not for me.
It's not supposed to.
Hey Maria, how's jail?
That's what I want to hear. Do you speak Spanish?
That's right.
My mom used to tell me, dime con quién andas, yo te digo quién eres. Tell me who you hang out with, and I'll tell you who you are. That's what life is. When you hang out with dogs, you're going to end up with fleas. I don't know if that's what's happening now, but I told you, I don't want you smoking, and it's continued to happen. Now, what should we do? Should we let him out? What do you think, Mom?
I agree with the same
curfew. I want the same curfew he has, everything, just maybe drug test randomly.
You think?
Yeah, I'd like to see him out, number one, Judge. I mean, his mom, he's got asthma. I think he's learned he needs to be out of there. I think he understands using the friends as an excuse is not going to fly. Being around people that smoke weed, that ain't going to get you positive. I explained that to him. You know, based on the videos, which I watched, he needs to understand who you're hanging out with is the reason you're getting in trouble. Like Judge said, okay?
You know, you have but one life. The more cases you start catching, the harder life gets. It doesn't get easier. The older you get bigger, fatter, uglier, you lose hair. Life doesn't get easier. And if you don't have a trade, if you don't have an education, you're going to end up in and out like all those other mopos in there now. Look at all the old timers in there. They're children who never grew up, never did anything with themselves, never amounted to anything. So all they do, they end up doing dope, they end up stealing that's not a life, man. You got a mom that cares.
You understand you're here because you got in a car of someone else driving that decided not to stop, right? You understand who you're hanging out with is getting you in trouble. They've now landed you in jail 2 times. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
The day you got arrested and now when judge putting you back in. And you can blame your friends for the second time judge revoking your bond, but you need to understand you are putting yourself in this position by choosing to be around these people. So it's your decision how this goes, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to help you and get you out of this. But you got to help yourself. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No hanging around with these people. It is a condition of your bond. I will give you another chance, but I will not play this game with you again. You continue to smoke. You continue to hang out with the people that you're hanging out with, or you pick up a new case. I'm going to put you in, and I will not let you out again. You will be stuck like Chuck until this case is over with. And I tell you, it takes 9 months just to get a damn 911 tape. I'm all over the state repeatedly because of it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is the last chance you have with me. Okay? I'll reinstate the bond today. Same conditions fly. We test him in 40 days again, 40 to 45 days. If you're dirty again, get ready. You understand?
I'll also give random drug tests too from the agency I work with, so just to keep up with.
Well, he's going to test with us. I want to know because I know.
No, definitely.
Right. Okay. All right, man. Make me proud. That's all I'm asking you to do. So what is he doing now? Is he in school or
Yes.
full time, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Keep it up.
And I'm going to get a mitigation packet in here.
Done.
Okay.
All right. You're out today. Last chance.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man.
Thank you.
You got it.
Reset when you,
Whatever you want.
okay, normal.
Ready?
Oh, he wants to get him. So, McGee. It's Williams.
Oh, it's Williams last name.
I think on your docket you have him under McGee. He has an alias charge.
Who is Michael McDonald?
He's 25, now,
Oh.
26, and 47.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Caramba la bamba. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you tell me what's the word. Well, we got to get. Do you mind bringing him out? He's at no bond on some of our cases, so we got to set a bond and stuff. I got him at no bond on the burglary case, on the theft case.
Well, he is
I still have to set one though.
Yeah.
It's literally at no bond.
Oh, no.
We have to set one.
Is he on a motion to adjudicate guilt?
He's on deferred for a UUMV from. Hey, no talking over there, please. He's on deferred for UUMV from June of last year. And then January, it just kind of like.
Okay.
So is your last name Williams or is it McGee? Okay.
But what's the name? Williams was my alias name that I got when I was 5. I was from 5 to I was like in middle school. I had to use that name going throughout school. So Zion Williams was my alias name going from since I was 5 till I was in middle school. But,
What's your birth certificate say?
Tyron McGee.
Okay, so that's the name that we're going to use because that's your true name. Okay.
Sir.
Mr. McGee, I mean, I don't even know what happened, but I'm in shock, man. You're on deferred for an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Since January, you picked up a failure to ID, an evading arrest, 2 theft cases, another evading arrest, another UUMV, and another burglary of a motor vehicle. So we have
Excuse
hold
me,
on.
sir.
We're going to do probable. I have no idea what happened. We'll do probable cause on all of them because I have no idea. All I know is that you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 open cases.
Okay.
So let's do this. I see, so far, from January 23rd of this year, he had a failure to ID evading. We've already done probable cause. It's been found that there's a bond set. It looks like February 14th, a felony theft was picked up. A bond has been set on that case. Probable cause has been found.
Nothing says love like a felony theft.
Now, as of 2:15, the next day, you picked up a theft, evading arrest, another unauthorized use, and a burglary of a motor vehicle. So we're going to do probable cause on all those cases. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. So I guess, can you start with the theft from 2:15?
Yes.
So in this case, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
On February 14th, 2025, officers were dispatched to 6955 Sam Houston Freeway regarding a shoplifter. The call note stated that a black male wearing blue jeans and a brown jacket was inside the store concealing items. The officer observed the defendant walking outside the location and through the parking lot. The officer attempted to make contact with the defendant, who then began to flee on foot. The defendant ran through the parking lot, maneuvering through motor vehicles. The officer was then able to catch up with the defendant and attempted to tackle the defendant to the ground. The defendant was able to slip away and continue to evade. The officer was able to tackle the defendant to the ground, but was still attempting to stand back up and get away. So the officer struck him one more time to gain compliance, and he evaded for approximately 50 yards.
Where was that theft from?
Target, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so I'll find probable cause on both of those cases. So then we have now a burglary of a motor vehicle from...
This guy's lucky he's not in front of Judge Eric Johnson. You know that judge in Colorado with the bow tie? He hates evaders. When he has an evader in front of him, they go to jail.
2/19/25. What happened then? Thanks.
On December 25th, 2024, officers were dispatched for an abandoned stolen vehicle at the Cypress Park and Ride. The officer reviewed surveillance footage taken from December 25th, 2025 and observed the complainant's vehicle. The officer identified a black male wearing a hoodie, blue jeans, and brown boots entering the vehicle. The officer immediately recognized and identified the defendant, identified as Zyron McGee, also known as Zion Williams, from a previous case at the same location. The defendant in the video do so. He then broke the window and got into the vehicle. The complainant did not give the defendant permission to be in the vehicle and was missing a jacket and a charging cord.
Did you say all that was on video too?
Yes, on the surveillance.
The other thing you said it happened December 25th
Yes.
of 25 or 24?
24.
So it seems, okay. So I'll find there's probable cause to go forward there.
Okay.
So what we need to set bonds on these cases. What should we set them at?
Well, of course, defendant is 18 years old, judge, no job. Are you in school?
You know, man, I was about to go back to school. They, two of my schools didn't allow me because of my charges of the summertime in 2024, and they denied me school.
What grade are you in?
I'm supposed to be 12th grade. I'm supposed to be graduating this year.
I see one thing. That's what I see.
Yes, sir. But
It's the only thing I see.
yes, sir.
No, no. The problem is, well, you have the right to remain silent. You know, you will have the opportunity to fight these cases. But the problem is, when we let you out, you pick up a case. It's like you're your own worst enemy, dude. Really. Who do you have in your life? Who's there for you? Who do you have?
Now, only people I got in my life is my big sister and my brothers and stuff, but we all separated type stuff. I keep trying to keep in touch. I'm trying to keep in contact with them. Other than that, on a day-to-day basis, I have two friends that I stay with, and I accompany my friend's father. You feel me? I accompany him on a day-to-day basis. So just, you feel me?
Mr. McGee, you have to make a change before you get killed. You live in Texas, man. People like their guns and they like their cars. And I cannot tell you how many people get shot at and killed because they break into the room.
Just listen to them.
I'm listening. Can you talk? Yes, sir.
You're trying to think of things to say and you're not listening. You know, I'm trying to give you pointers in life because the problem is you've probably never had someone in your life to tell you, hey, man, straighten up and fly right before you land your ass in prison for the next 20 years.
Yes, sir.
Don't thank me. Don't, you know, you think that this is a game and it's not a game, Mr. McGee. You've got 8 open cases now. And the problem is that you cannot use your circumstances to justify the criminality, meaning that I know that you may have had a hard lot in life. We are now here to help you, and I will try to help you in every way that I can. But the problem is that if I let you out, I don't think that you're going to listen to me. I don't think that you're going to do what you're supposed to do. So something's got to give. Either you're going to get a lengthy prison sentence, you're going to grow up in there with probably the wrong people trying to guide you. When you're out there in the free world, if you need help, we can always help you here. All you got to do is ask. But when you're given a bad lot in life, you can still raise up and persevere. It's just how you're going about doing it. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You've dug yourself a hole, but it's not so damn deep that you can't get out of. Someday you will, but you have to turn around because something's got to give. You're either going to get a lengthy jail sentence or you're going to end up dead. People like their guns and they like their cars. And when you mess with the wrong person, they're going to shoot your ass dead. And I can show you article after article after article where someone ends up dead because they break into the wrong person's car. I have it here once every 2 weeks. Someone's dead because of it. I would not let you out unless I know that you have a stable and trusting place to go to. Not a friend, not...
Okay.
Mr. McGee, you need time. This isn't something that we just make here on a 2-second whim. I want to give you guys time to talk about circumstance, how things go. Right now, I'm going to set the bonds all at 5,000 and, I guess 5,008 because he has 8 cases open. You also have to understand one more thing. You probably don't have anyone in this life that's going to bond you out when you pick up criminal cases. So when you're out there in the free world and you're thinking of things, if I do this, could this land me in custody? Because if it does, you ain't got no one that's going to get you out. That's what you got to think about. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to have any contact with any of the people, any of the places, complaining witnesses, no weapons. If you get out, I'm going to give you a leg monitor so I know where you are at all times. I don't know if that's going to happen now, but we need to find something. Something's got to change because what's happening now is just not working. And I'm not going to let you go. Somehow we're going to work this thing out one way or the other. So I guess let's set it a week and then see what you can to find something stable. And then just let me know. If you can, we'll talk and we'll think. The problem is you still have the felony cases upstairs. So even if whatever we do, you still have a $20,000 bond on the felony theft. Is that a stolen car case?
The MJ case was a stolen car. I don't know if the more recent one.
No, there's another 2,500.
Yes, Your Honor. It was out of the same transaction as that most recent one, it looks like. So yes, it was a stolen vehicle.
Can I make it a bond condition that he doesn't go near any cars?
Your Honor, the state would be requesting yes.
Yeah, well, obviously, but the problem is I don't know where, to have a curfew, you need a place to go to. So that's one of the issues that we have, right?
But I'll verify he has a place to live in a week.
It really sucks, man. It really does. I wish that things were different, Start listening to people, people who care, because that's the only way you're going to start getting help around here. Eventually you'll get out. If you ever need anything, we have cell phones, tablets, places for you to go, to eat. You want a job? I can get you a job. We have damn near anything that you could possibly want. All you have to do is ask. Okay, so 5,008 on all the ones that don't have loans now.
So those that do have loans, 25
Yeah, just leave it as long.
The attorney generated her.
Guys, hey, I don't want you to talk here because we got a whole audience here. It's not good. We'll get you back there talking.
Thank you, Judge.
We'll work it one way or the other, but you're your own worst enemy, my friend.
Yes, sir.
It's got to stop.
I will.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Yes.
Judge, we have an arraignment.
So Felicia,
Do we wait till next week? Because
no, I wanted to sign now.
I know.
No, yeah, just in case. So no weapons, no contact with any of the complaining witnesses, no going where they live, no drugs, no alcohol, random testing, and a GPS monitor prior to release.
Yes.
Judge, you ready for the arraignment?
Yeah.
All right, Judge, page 5. Gary, come on up.
Yes, sir. How you doing this morning? I apologize for being late.
It's okay. I'm
Yes,
glad
sir.
you made it.
I'm just glad I was able to call and let you know because I was gonna come, no matter if I had to start
Here now.
walking.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, sir. Amen.
Tell me your last name again.
Gary, Gary. My name.
Stop. Don't, please. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. I have a bunch of DAs here and whatever you say that they can try to use it against you. So that we'll talk here momentarily and then I'll let you get out. But I just don't want you to say something that hurts you, So Miss Gary, you're charged with assault of a family member. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
On February 16th, 2025, within Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to a disturbance. The officers made contact with the defendant who stated that she and the complainant were in a dating relationship. The defendant stated that she and the complainant were in a verbal argument when she stated that she did not like his comments. And the defendant stated that she assaulted him by punching, biting, and scratching him. The complainant stated that there was a physical altercation and that his injuries were in fact from the defendant. The officer observed several scratches, bite marks, and bruises on the complainant's body.
What is the relationship? Do you know?
They were in a dating relationship since October 1st, 2024.
Okay, so Ms. Gary, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond.
How do you
Well,
bite
what I'm going
somebody
to
like
do
that?
is I'm granting a protective order. This is a protective order that identifies Mr. Ovanian as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where he lives or where he works. Do you understand? This is a very serious court order that if you violate, the state can and probably will file a violation of a protective order against you. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. So just don't. Now, would you like me to provide you with a lawyer? Okay, I will give you a lawyer today. Everything that you wanted to tell me, tell it to the lawyer, and then they can, if need be, come and talk to me and we can try to resolve any issues that may come. I'm afraid of what you would say to me. They're going to hear it. It's probably not a good thing, you know? Do you have any other questions?
I can go to jail for a year.
That's the potential punishment in this type of case. It's up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. That is an assault. And this type of assault. So, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. You know, it just, the potential, that's all. So I need you to fill out an application for me though. So Deputy Echegoyen is going to give you an application. I just need you to fill it out. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, and then I'll have you talk to a lawyer here.
So am I still, do I have to pay anything on the PR bond?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Not paying anything.
Thank you. Oh, well, they said I had a $90 court fee.
Don't listen to them.
God bless you, sir.
I would also have a lawyer for a signature. Judge, for Nikki, would you like the 9 to 6 curfew or 7 to 7?
7 to 7. Yes. On Miss Gary, did they try to charge her for any kind of supervision fees or anything? Do you mind looking around? You know, sometimes they'll, on a PR bond, they'll say that there's a.
PR, there's fees, it's a, well, on PR bond, it's a $90 fee and it wasn't.
Philip.
Okay, so I'm not sure how to go about that, but I would.
So we can grant another one.
You're right. Hey, will you,
be nicer. Be a lot nicer.
Is, and I'm gonna go to my and file it. I already got on the back, but it's taking a minute. It's safe, it's safe, it's safe. I'll then be ready, and then I'll get a signature and I'll print out the more than recently.
$20 a week. We're happy with that.
His last payment was $40. He's trying, but they want to extend him for at
Yes,
least like 6 months.
absolutely. Yeah.
And it will be okay if I waive off the supervision there. They just want to admonish him.
Good comrade.
Instead of years. You also need, you will be looking at years instead of days. Sorry.
Look! Oh my goodness gracious golly. We haven't seen Luis in so long. And he's wearing a turtleneck in Texas. Must be bad, guys. Must be really, really, really bad. I'm gonna rewind it. Hi, Louise. Goat Louise.
History. So I'm gonna run him one more time.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Me llamo Luis Cinta, con mucho gusto. Acérquese aquí, por favor. Únicamente miro después y le contesto en español. Ok. ¿Cómo te llamas? Daniel Palma. ¿Palma? Sí, un placer.
Mr. Palma,
Señor Palma, se lo mismo.
charged with
Usted se le
theft,
acusa con hurto, robo, acérquese aquí, hermano.
facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
De $2,000.
You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 9 days in jail with credit for the 6 days that you have
6
done.
días que ya cumplió.
You have served your time. What you need to understand is that this charge will now go on the record.
Tu expediente personal.
This is also an enhanceable offense, meaning that if you continue to pick up theft cases, at some point, they will hit you with a felony charge and you will be looking at days instead of years. You also need, you will be looking at years instead of days. Sorry. Dyslexia. You also need to understand that this can have grave consequences on immigration issues in the future. You know, the more cases you pick up, the higher likelihood you have of them use it against you in a bad way for immigration purposes. You give up a lot of rights. You give up the right to a trial here, right to compel and talk to witnesses, confront and cross-examine your accusers. Like I said, it will have immigration issues. They can use this to deport you, exclude you from the country, or deny you naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty to something, it will go on your record. You can never take it off. You also need to understand that after today, you are now looking at a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up, because this can be used to enhance your punishment. Did he have a prior theft?
No, Your Honor. So I see that there's a robbery case
Robbery?
that was filed after this theft.
Oh,
That's
no.
what he pled guilty to a couple weeks ago, actually. And then there's also looks like, I can't see this position, so I'm assuming it's still pending, a pending engagement in organized criminal activity, as well as a pending failure to ID as well.
Mr. Palma,
Señor Palma,
you have but one future.
tiene
Your future can be glorious, where you take nice vacations, where you have nice cars, beautiful wives, because you work hard and earn it.
se lo gana.
Or you can spend the next 30 years of your life in and out of custody because you do boneheaded things. Make better choices. It's not hard. You know what is right. You know what is wrong. How do you plead to this theft? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will sentence you to the
6 days credit for shooting.
6 days in jail.
9 days.
9 days credit for 6.
Esto por 6 días cumplidos.
All right, man. It's not
Me
hard.
interesa si huele recto. No es algo difícil. Buena suerte. Pase a la izquierda, por favor.
Did not expect all that.
Luis, we have one more for you. Mr. Solorio.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. Hacemos we'll floor you on it.
Y'all would call me to come down here and we'll keep it.
I think I'm trying to do this bail out.
Somebody, I guess. Judge, let me make sure they bring flying out. Oh.
They're bringing them out right now.
¿Está ahí atrás?
Yeah.
Ponemos con él. Never know. Not like in my back, it's just. Hola, buenos días. Me llamo Luis. Yo me llamo Luis Eduardo. Pase aquí, hermanito. Acérquese aquí, por favor.
Okay, so
Y después le contestan.
who do we have here?
This is Mr. Eduardo Solario Orozco.
Orozco.
Okay, Solorio Orozco. Oh, Mike.
Judge, basically, he is just signing a waiver.
Oh, I see. Got it. Okay.
Oh, he has to sign it?
Yeah.
So Solorio Orozco, you are wanted out of the state of California, specifically Sonoma Parish, for violation of a post-released community supervision.
Una supervisión post libertad de supervisión comunitaria.
Nice.
Are you waiving formal extradition?
Extradición formal el día de hoy, señor.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. We wish you the best of luck.
Eso la
Judge needs to sign.
Firme ahí como pueda.
And Judge, his recent date is going to be March 10th. Marzo 10.
Okay, thank you so much. Where's that?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ricardo.
No contact. That's all we do. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think did they already have them?
I'll send it right now. Who do you need, Mr. D?
Yes, sir. Mr. Merrill already on.
Judge Maproach. Do you happen to have conditions on Guzman?
I signed them already.
Victoria
Thank you.
Guzman?
FBI?
That Sean right now is.
From this case, please. Take off on me. Monitor so I can keep tabs on after bond violation after bond violation.
All right, yes.
Hi, James. Come on up.
Sorry about that. I was in court 7 all
Don't
morning.
worry about it. I'm happy to have you, you know?
Mr. Vera has been in bond forfeiture for a long time, or? Let me see, Judge.
So you're still on it.
Yes, Judge.
I'd like you, please, because
Sure.
what I'm gonna do now is, I'm putting an ankle monitor on him.
Okay.
Come up, come up.
You mean a GPS monitor or a SCRAM device?
Oh,
Oh, okay. One for each ankle, okay.
you get a curfew of 7 to 7. And then, is discovery complete? Please tell me it is. Please tell
Double
me
check,
it
Your
is.
Honor. Do you have a cost number by any chance? It's not coming up.
I got it right here. It's 245-1072.
There we go. Yes, it's complete, Your Honor.
You have 2 weeks to figure out what you want to do on this case. You must be back here in 2 weeks, and I will either set your case for trial or you will accept a plea bargain agreement. But you have multiple bond forfeitures. You have had bond violation after bond violation after bond violation. Today, you get 2 monitors. One is a scram, so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. The other one is GPS monitor, so I can keep tabs on you. And let me express my, in the event that you ever take off on me, I will do la cucaracha on your bond. Do you understand? You have an offer on this case, please.
Yes, we have both a 30-day and an 18-month probation.
I love snow too. I love it.
You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs. You'll be randomly tested. Does he have a Texas driver license, please?
I'm gonna run it right now to see if it's eligible.
There is already from 2023 an order for you not to drive. You are not to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If I find that you're driving a car, I will have a contempt hearing. You understand?
His license is suspended.
Okay. You don't have a Texas driver license. You are not allowed to drive. One ankle, you understand you'll get a scram monitor, your other ankle a GPS monitor, and I'm giving you a curfew of 7 to 7. Back here in 2 weeks, you must accept the plea bargain agreement. It is your responsibility to get with Mr. Sims. If you do not get with him, then if you have immigration issues, it's your responsibility between now and then to also see an immigration lawyer as well. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you,
All right,
Judge.
I'll see you in 2 weeks. You will get with Felicia for your bond conditions.
Yes, sir. Do you want to have a seat in the jury box?
I can right now.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys, we made it. I didn't set up OJ yet, so it's not going to flip it right over. We're going back to the OJ trial today. No more field trips. Thank you so much. Oh, man, it's nice to be back to normal, isn't it? Oh, that was lovely. Oh, that was so good. All right. I'm going to hop off and hop on OJ, and I'll see some of you in a few minutes. I'll see some of you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Have a great Saturday. Thank you so much.
Got these life that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Street tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes mirror sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With extreme, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor, dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh